Costco loses money every time someone buys this hot dog, and they refuse to stop. It's not even the only thing they do this with. There's a second product hiding at the back of nearly every Costco on Earth, and the company has spent over $450 million just to keep losing money on that one too. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, why losing money on both of them might be one of the smartest decisions Costco has ever made, and why almost every business you shop at is quietly running some version of the same play in 2013. The CEO of one of the largest retailers on Earth sat down with his boss and made a simple request: raise the price of that hot dog by 25 cents. What his boss said back explains almost everything about how Costco actually makes its money. Here's the strange part. Costco isn't really trying to make money from this hot dog at all. It's trying to make money somewhere else, entirely somewhere most customers never even think about. And this hot dog isn't even the biggest example of that strategy in the entire store. We'll get to the other one, but first, you need to understand exactly how far this company was willing to go just to protect $1.50. The setup. That hot dog and soda combo has cost $1.50 since 1985, the same year Back to the Future hit theaters. Gas has gone up, rent has gone up, groceries have roughly doubled. This one price hasn't moved a single cent in almost 40 years. If it had simply tracked inflation, you'd be paying somewhere around $4 today. Every other business on Earth would have quietly raised this price years ago. Costco has had every excuse to. And yet the sign in every one of its 600-plus warehouses still says exactly what it said back when this store only existed in a handful of cities in the western United States. The conflict. Now here's that 2013 conversation. Beef prices were genuinely squeezing the food court's margins. So CEO Craig Jelinek went to co-founder Jim Sinegal with what seemed like a completely reasonable ask: bump the combo from $1.50 to $1.75, 25 cents. Nobody would have blinked. Sinegal's response became one of the most repeated stories in retail history: if you raise the effing hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out. That's not a joke about violence. That's a founder telling his own CEO, in the bluntest possible terms, that some prices are not up for discussion no matter what it costs the company to keep them. The fix. So Costco didn't raise the price. Instead, it rebuilt the entire supply chain underneath it. Think about that for a second. Instead of adding 25 cents to a receipt, Costco built its own hot dog manufacturing plants, one in Los Angeles, another in Chicago, just to keep making that combo for $1.50. Imagine being willing to build an entire factory just so you never have to charge your customers a quarter more. That's not normal corporate behavior, that's obsession. That single move erased the profit margin an outside supplier would have needed to charge. When soda prices crept up, Costco even switched suppliers entirely to protect the price, before switching back once the numbers worked again. None of this was really about hot dogs. Sinegal made that clear years later when talking about a completely separate proposal raising prices store-wide by just 3%. He compared it to taking heroin. Do it once, he said, and you have to do it again and again until you're not the low-price company anymore. The hot dog was the line Costco drew to make sure that never happened. The reveal. So, if Costco is willing to lose money on the hot dog, where does the real profit actually come from? Membership fees. Costco keeps product markups much lower than many traditional retailers, relying heavily on membership fees for a large share of its operating profit. The merchandise in the store, including that hot dog, exists largely to make people feel their annual membership fee was worth paying, so they renew it again next year. And it works. Costco now has more than 130 million cardholders worldwide, and its membership renewal rate in the US and Canada sits above 92%, one of the highest customer retention rates of any business on the planet, in any industry. Most subscription businesses would consider themselves elite at 70 or 80%. That hot dog is doing an enormous amount of work for $1.50. Every time a member sees that the price hasn't moved in 40 years, it quietly reinforces one belief: Costco is still on my side. That belief is worth far more than the 25 cents it would have gained. The second secret. Now let's go back to that second product I promised you at the very start. Walk to the back of nearly any Costco on earth and you'll find it. A 3-pound rotisserie chicken, wrapped in plastic, priced at $4.99. It has cost exactly that since 2009. Costco's own former chief financial officer admitted publicly that the company loses somewhere between $30 and $40 million a year keeping that price frozen, even while a major competitor charges a full dollar more for a similar bird. So in 2019, Costco did something almost no retailer in the world had attempted. Instead of staying dependent on outside suppliers, it built its own chicken supply chain from scratch, a $450 million complex in Fremont, Nebraska, complete with its own hatchery, its own feed mill, and its own processing plant. Costco now controls that chicken's entire journey, from the egg to the shelf, all so it never has to touch that $4.99 sticker. That single plant now processes over 100 million chickens a year, supplying close to 40% of the chickens Costco sells nationwide. And it worked over the following decade. Annual sales of that one product grew from around 50 million birds to well over 130 million. Here's the part that makes this even more interesting. Late last year, Costco quietly shelved plans for a second, even bigger version of that same plant. Construction costs had roughly doubled since the first one went up. Even a company willing to spend hundreds of millions of dollars losing money on a single product on purpose eventually hits a limit. Protecting a price is a strategy. It isn't a bottomless well. The bigger pattern. So now you have 2 data points, not one. A hot dog Costco has refused to touch since 1985. A chicken Costco has refused to touch since 2009, backed by a nearly $500 million factory. Neither decision makes sense if you're only looking at the profit and loss statement for that one product. Both make perfect sense the moment you realize what they're actually for. That chicken, by the way, is placed at the very back of the store for the same reason milk is placed at the back of a grocery store, to walk you past everything else on the way to get it. It's why some retailers offer free shipping over a certain dollar amount too, not out of generosity, but to change your behavior on the way to a bigger purchase. Businesses playing the long game will happily lose money on one visible, memorable thing if it builds enough trust and foot traffic to keep you coming back for everything else. The mistake most people make as customers, as investors, even as people building their own small business, is judging every single transaction on whether it turns a profit by itself. This hot dog loses money every time it's sold. Together, they might be 2 of the most profitable decisions Costco has ever made, because neither one was ever really being sold as food. They were being sold as proof. So next time you're standing in that line for a $1.50 hot dog, or picking up a $5 chicken on your way out, you're not just buying lunch. You're watching 2 separate, decades-long promises get kept in real time. Promises a company has now backed with its own factories rather than break. If you liked seeing the real business hiding behind something this ordinary, subscribe, because next, we're going inside McDonald's and revealing the part of the company that has nothing to do with burgers and makes more money than the food does.